Yeah, this lesson is called My Baby Daddy Done Left Me with 9 Kids. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Basham Yahweh Shai, Basham Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim in the four winds, preaching the truth of sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect. The elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel and have come back to the fold, Shalom. To you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Ram Yahawada with the lesson. And yeah, my baby daddy done left me with 9 kids. So let's get into this.
This motherfucker done packed up and got the fuck up out of here. He done moved all his shit up at my motherfucking house. So I'm calling his phone. I'm blowing him up. Remind you, this is my closet where all his stuff is at. Where it normally be. Ain't shit in the motherfucking closet. He done packed the fuck up and got up out of here. He's a fucking lame for that. Like, I'm calling his phone and asking him, like, what's going on? What's the problem?
So based off that, you'd be like, what? The dude did what? Oh, that's... You know he ain't right. He should be ashamed of himself. But let's keep hearing what she say. Cause she's gonna incriminate herself. You're gonna know why he just up and did that, man. And not to mention people, men, so-called black men are becoming wise to Eve's what is it diabolical ways, man. Right?
I mean, what you upset for? You know what I'm saying? Why you leave? Like, why you leave? Why you being a...
Why you upset? What? Listen to what this chick says. You're gonna find out why he was upset.
Howard, why you couldn't face me? Why you had to sneak and do it? Why you had to wait until I go to work and then try to go do it? Darrell, stop. You know what I'm saying? So, the shit is fucking crazy. All it boils down to, y'all know I just went on this fucking trip. I just left and went on this motherfucking...
She went on a trip. And she gonna tell you she went on this trip without him. Left him there with all the kids. You know what I'm saying? You know Eve is diabolical. You know somebody else was getting the nappy dugout. Right? She was doing all sorts of freaky nasty with somebody else. And she was supposed to pop up and go, hey, babe, how's everything? Yep, nope, surprise.
Trip, and he wasn't feeling the goddamn trip. Talking about I'm going with a whole bunch of people that he don't know, and all this and that, and how do that look? I'm in a whole lot of relationship, and I'm going out of town with people that I don't know, and all this motherfucking shit. You mean to tell me we've been together for 10 years? We've been together for 10 and a half goddamn years, going on 11 years. Got 6 kids with this nigga. Like, really, what? Because I go on a trip, you gonna motherfucker pack your shit up and you gonna dip up out of here? Really? Like, this shit crazy as hell, y'all. I don't know.
But she ain't telling you the truth on what she did on that trip. And even he's saying it's a bunch of people we don't know, you don't really know, but you gotta go on this trip. So there's some other males, or in these days, she might have been doing something with a female. You in the 2023 era, where all sorts of things is happening. It might be a he, she, them, that, all sorts of this and that, man. Shit, you know, who knows what was really going on? And 11 years, when have you done this? Where's the pattern of you just going out somewhere with? If he allowed it to happen before, he shouldn't have tripped this time. But if this time was different, yeah, something ain't right. Hey, we know you doing some nasty with a whole bunch of other people going somewhere else without your kids, without your husband, because technically the guy's not your boyfriend or your baby daddy. That would be your husband, right?
What the fuck I'm about to do? Like, what the fuck I'm about to do? I'm over here, done moved in this damn 3-bedroom motherfucking place, 3-bedroom, 2.5 baths.
Yeah, you did that because you figured this nigga's a sucker. I'm gonna move into this new place. Oh, everybody in them finna go on this trip. So I'm gonna go on this trip, get bust down by whoever, come back act like ain't nothing happened. I'm gonna go ahead and get that what D-Ray said, snap that ushy back, right? You gonna put that vinegar and water in there and get that snapback, and then you finna go over in there and act like ain't nothing happen. Right?
Gotta pay all this motherfucking rent by my goddamn self. And on top of that, take care of fucking 9 kids by myself, y'all. This shit crazy. And 6 of these kids are his motherfucking kids. Like, this crazy. This shit crazy as fuck. Cut them lights off. I already ain't got no motherfucking body to help me with these bills. Cut all these lights off in this motherfucker. Cut all these lights off. We don't need no lights on. This shit crazy as hell. So how about when I get home, this motherfucker done packed up and got the fuck up out of here.
Well, so it ain't a mistake why he got up out of there. Now, 6 of them kids is his. Yeah, he should be doing something for his kids. But at the same time, you were doing for you. You doing your thing. You doing your thing. Have them other ones take care of it. While you going on trips getting bust down by somebody. You ain't telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? You're not telling it. You're not being honest. You just went on a trip and yeah. You know what I mean? And then you're not even that pretty. Right? But people are supposed to just accept the BS Eve gives us, man. You so-called black women, man. And really all you women of the tribes, man. Right? So-called Puerto Rican, so-called Dominican, so-called Cuban, so-called Native American, so-called Mexican women, man. All you women are truly against the men of Israel, and some more than others. And the top of that list is you so-called black women, man. You're the main one that's against your man. Right?
I'm out here in Miami looking for the hoochie daddy. Where they at? Where the niggas that get ratchet? Where they at? My son need a new pappy.
Leilani, you got my daughter singing Pound. Get her dressed. I'm coming to her right now.
Make sure that our black men feel safe. I feel like there's a big war going on between black men and women that's really annoying because that's what they want to happen. You know, this was put in place during the civil rights movement when we were, as a black family, stronger than ever in order to tear us down and to keep us suppressed as a community. And it's continuing to go on for this long, and that is frustrating. The fact that us as black women, we constantly put the black man down as weak or as he's not fulfilling his role. We're expecting him to be our safety and our security and to take care of us. But what are we doing to actually take care of the black man? We talk about black men all the time, how black men can be better and do this more, and how black men not doing this. Like, we talk about that enough, but do we really talk about how black women aren't doing their part and making sure that our black men feel safe?
Now, baby, come on, good niggas in the crib. We in the crib. And I'm tired of females asking me, Joyce, where all the good niggas at? All the good niggas, we in the crib. We be in the crib. We don't go nowhere. Good niggas is boring. We do not leave our house. We make our money and come back to the crib to watch movies and sleep. You would not find us in no parties, no events, none of that. Good niggas is in the crib. We boring. We don't do nothing. Sorry for being so boring, but like I don't like being in trouble. I don't want to be dead or in jail, so I stay home. You hear me? Like, come on now, baby. Come on. Good niggas in the crib. We in the crib. And
Yeah, so this is Deuteronomy 28 and 52. He shall besiege thee in all thy gates. And besiege is what? To attack you. Right? The self-proclaimed so-called white man shall attack you in all thy gates. Right? Until the high and fence walls come down, right? Your protection, right? Dealing with your financial, you know, your men, your military, things that, you know, that you're supposed to have for protection, right? Your first line of protection, even, you know, the men or even the women that's supposed to have your back. Like the young sister was saying, where are the women having the men's back? But through their, you know, like she was saying, Jim Crow, all these different things, right? Section 8, all these different things that they have advised against us, right? wherein thus trustest, right? You trusted in your military, you trusted in, especially back in the time of being Jerusalem, you trusted in your fortified walls, or you trusted that even now when you go back into the 40s to 50s, you trusted in that the leadership or the so-called white man, that he would say that he'll give you 40 acres and a mule, and he would actually live up to what he said he would do, or all the things that he said he would do. He would live up to his so-called promises, which he's never done. Right? You trust in those things. You trust in America. You trust in the picket fence, right? Right, which goes into that Karax, which is, it's piercing. It's gonna pierce you, right? With promises that's not substantial. You're trusting in man. The Lord said, "Cursed be he that trusteth in man." So that's ultimately what happens throughout all thy land, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates. Who's that he? Like I said, Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed so-called white man, throughout all thy land. So wherever we go, right, you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, which Yahweh, the Most High, thy power, have given thee, right? And this place called America is also known as New Canaan, which that's the Lord gave us the land of Canaan. So that's why you had the so-called native tribe or Aborigine tribes of America that's here, because it was given to them from the Most High, right? Well, from Ephraim on down to Issachar, right? And it says, and thus shall eat the fruit of thy own body. What is your fruit of your own body? Your children. The flesh of thy sons and the flesh of thy daughters. So who would go on a trip for how many ever days with a bunch of people that her husband technically would be her husband, didn't know who these people are, leaving your children? Yeah, you're leaving them with your husband, or you're but the point is, he told you not to go. You did what you wanted to do and figure you had a beta male, right? Because obviously you've done it before, right? And people get tired of being that beta male. You gotta go. People are wising up to you, Eve, right? Which Yahweh thy power has given thee in the siege. So what? Being attacked. These so-called white, they're gonna come up with the Jim Crow, put the older against the younger, the so-called light skinned against the dark skin, and then you so-called black people have that issue, especially you so-called black people. You're super big on that. You know where it comes from. You'll quote Jim Crow in a minute. Well, that's Jim Crow. That's Jim Crow. But you can't wait to go, oh, that nigga's light skinned. Maybe he ain't one of us. You need to be darker, right? Which proved that you hey, you ain't ready, man. You gotta have a different kind of mindset, right? No. You gotta have a different kind of mindset, which Yahweh thy power has given thee in the siege and in the straightness, right? Which means a place of difficultness, right? So being in America, in slavery, right, under Jim Crow, under them destroying Black Wall Street and Rosewood and numerous other places where we did pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, because they made it seem like it's never happened before. To Philadelphia back in the 80s, which is in my lifetime, So only about 40 something years ago, there was a very prosperous town, so-called black town, which are originally actually Israelites, in Philadelphia within the last 40 years. But see, somehow Esau thinks he could just say Jesus loves everybody and everything's going to be okay. Nah, it ain't going to work like that. Right? You got us in straightness, right? You got us in a place of difficultness where you're ruling, right? Where with thy enemies, right? The so-called white man is not your friend, he's your enemy, shall distress thee, right? The ghettos, the vadios, the reservation, the crack, the meth, the drugs, the opioids, which really ultimately Esau's fallen victim to that more than Jake is, but there are some Jakes falling victim to the opioid things too, right? The AIDS, the stop and frisk, the systemic racism when you go to jobs, right? Last hired, first fired, right? These things that's been going on between the Israelites, man, especially the darker skinned Israelites, right, which they would call African American, right? So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother, right? And ultimately that's what they got, gang banging, right? Your eyes is evil towards your brother now, right? You got a prison full of white people and these other nationalities sticking together in these prisons. But the only way you stick together is during the time of a race riot. Now you stick together. But how about if you stick together before then? Now there's no wedges they could put in between you. Right? But these are curses. So it was supposed to be like that. You in prison, and you're still you're the Bloods, you're the Crips, you're the Mau Maus, you're Islam, all these different things, right? That still keeps you separated, keeps your eye evil towards his brother and towards the wife of his bosom. That's why dude had to go ahead and leave. The sure pressure and the things that a so-called black man has to go through on a day-to-day basis. And then you got this woman playing you like you a beta male. Hey, it's time for you to go. And towards the remnant of thy children, right? She said 6 of the children was his, which he shall what? Leave. He left them children. Hey, and he got tired of being a beta male. You get tired of the pressures of this world, man. Woman taking off. He told her don't go. Obviously, we not in this together. If I tell you don't go, and you go chill and vacation, have a bunch of fun, even if you didn't do something, which I believe you did. I mean, I can't prove it. That's no here nor there. But I think you was doing the do. Right? I don't give what you tell me. You wasn't having sex with nobody. I will never believe that, and I'm pretty sure he don't. Right? That's why you just had to go. And then mention some goddamn 10 years. Well, 10 years should have kept you home. 10 years should have had you like, damn, you know what? If you got to suffer with the kids, I'm going to suffer with the kids. Because we're going to do this together. We're going to suffer together, raise the children together, and once they out, then we'll go have the fun then, together. Right? But you weren't thinking like that. You were going to go get bust down, right? Because you could tell you're a bust down, because you're really not even that pretty. But you can go take on vacation, this or that, so-called go to work, come back, and he gone, and you mad? And I know why he mad, because I went on this trip. Yeah. That would do it. You know? It says, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat. Right? And what is it in the world? What they call it? A dog eat dog world. So your kids eventually get eat up in the world. Your daughters, you got daughters, they might get raped, molested because you're not there to protect them, right? Even your sons get molested because there's no one there to protect them. There's all sorts of things that happen to your children because you're being a negligent, right? As a mother leaving them, or as a father leaving them, right? Things happen, but if you to work it together as a team to actually raise your children to make sure that they end up being safe, right? One of the few to not be molested or something crazy happened to them or killed just walking to school or just went to go get something at the little corner store, right? But these are the things that we have to go through. We face that as so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, right? And especially the so-called Black, because they prevalently put it in TV on the television for us because they want you to feel like it's more of them. But we know that the so-called Mexicans go through that. Their kids can't go to the store without being gunned down, harassed by the police, right? Molested by their father or their grandfather, or all these different things that goes on in the hoods, the barrios, and the reservations, man. Right? So it says, Salakia. Where was I at? Who should be he have nothing left in him in the siege, right? After Jim Crow, after the Black Panthers, after being beat down, after the Brown Beret, after the Native American movements and all these different things of trying to fight for your rights and things like that, but instead being falsely accused and locked up in prisons, and then they take the leaders out the neighborhoods to leave these little monsters that's out here. That these women are bringing forth, these monstrous monsters, man. Right? These monsters that's not afraid of blood. Right? But it says and in the straightness, right, the ghettos, the barrios, the reservations, that's the straightness, man. You man. You may be going through something, parole or something. You're trying to get a job. You're trying to go through a bunch of different things to get a job, or even just naturally, even if you ain't part of the criminal system, sometimes it's still hard. Why? Because the miseducation of these schools. They ain't really teaching you. They ain't teaching you how to balance your checkbooks, how to do this, how to buy stocks, how to read the stocks, how to buy land, right? Buy houses, buy them low, right? And sell high, right? They're not telling you that, right? Wherewith thy enemies, right? The so-called white man, self-proclaimed white man, shall distress thee all in all thy gates. So no matter where you go, right? You can go to France, you can go to Spain, Portugal. Guess what? Israelites are being put in the ghettos, man. They're being put in straightness, man, in a place of difficultness, man. You can go to Russia while they're acting like everything's all good. You see the so-called blacks and Latinos and those places struggling, right? Because what you don't know is because the Lord said that we will be as the stars of heaven or the sands of the sea, and there's black and Hispanics all around this world, and everywhere the so-called black and Hispanics are at, they're oppressing us, man. That's how we know that you're the Israelites, man, because this is what the Lord said you will be in. You'll be in straits. You'll be in a place of difficultness, man. Where you can't go down this block because this is a different hood. You go down this block, there's another hood that way. You can get shot and killed that way. If you turn what I'm saying? All four ways, whether you go north, east, south, west, there's some dude claiming some hood. We east side, we north side, we south side, we west side. So either which way you go, you could get shot because some nigga claiming some hood. Right? The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure, right? So it wouldn't even, hey, that's like an excitement. You know, when you do an adventure is like to do something exciting. Like, it's rare. You don't do it all the time, but you do something exciting. But it's saying which would not adventure, not even to do it just to get the thrill, shits and giggles. To set the soles of her feet upon the ground. So women wouldn't dare sit their foot upon the ground. They were so delicate. But you'll have a woman kicking off her shoes with her dirty freaking feet, ready to scrap you like she's a man. Right? You have this raggedy looking chick, which she wasn't even that pretty, but she wasn't gonna listen to dude. She was gonna go over there and get boned down by somebody else and have fun, and was supposed to come back like everything was okay. And then now you frustrated, you wanted to put your business out in the world to say, hey, this dude bogus for leaving. No, you bogus. You ain't saying how you had old boy's, you know, his rod in your mouth. Then you were gonna come back home and kiss this man, right? Because everything's fun and games until it's not, right? So it was really better for him to leave, because you know if he stayed, I think they would have been it would have been the yellow tape. So he did the best thing he had, what did he say? And towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave, man. He had to go, man. He had to go, or it was gonna be yellow tape. You know what I mean? Yet she would not adventure to put the soles of her feet upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. Her eyes shall be evil towards her husband. And that's an evil thing for your husband to tell you to stay home and you do your own thing. That's evil, man. You know what you were doing, right? Of her breasts, right? Because before you had those children, where was he at? Caressing the breasts, doing things, doing a little foreplay, whatever it was, to get those other 6 kids that he got with you. But you sat there and had 6 kids with him. That's if all of the other 6 kids is his. If you do stuff like that, you probably been getting boned down by a bunch of dudes. Which there was one dude that that did that. The chick had 6 or 7 kids, and he finally got the DNA, and not one of the kids was actually his. Right? So it says, and that could be the case with her. While she's talking that nonsense, and 6 of them is his. Well, hey, you might need to call Maury to find out. It says, yeah, her eyes shall be evil towards her husband of her bosom, and towards the son, and towards her daughter. Right? That's evil, because you doing things like that put strain within the relationship, which caused him to leave, and now the family is stronger with both parents. Kids are naturally have more confidence when both parents are there. That comes with any academic thing, whether it's reading, writing, spelling, sports, right? Meeting other people. When both parents are there, it allows that kid to have confidence, to walk with that kind of, you know what I mean, that true swagger, because you got both parents, right? You could really truly believe you could do anything when you got both parents that's there, right? It says, Salakia, and towards her young one that cometh out between her feet, right? She left her kids like that, man, right? Matter of fact, yeah. There's another lady who just left her left her kids at the doorbell, at the door thing, and just took off. There's women every day leave their kids at the fire stations and stuff, and just take off. Right? When CPS is losing several thousands of children just missing, but somehow, hey, R. Kelly can go to jail, right? Something happened to them children, and somebody need to be held responsible. Somebody need to be going to jail. But hey, that's no here nor there. But let's just get to this part. It says, and towards her young ones that cometh out from between her feet, and towards her children which she shall bear, right, to give birth to, for she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege. So we're really, technically, we're in the siege even now. It don't seem like you can go this place, but where do these drugs come from? Right? There ain't a goddamn cocaine field. There ain't no goddamn the poppy fields or whatever that make heroin here, but there's heroin, there's drugs, there's guns. We're in your goddamn neighborhood. So you're in the siege. Your enemy is continually attacking you. He attacked you during the CV-19. Said all the black, Hispanic, and Native Indians need to get the first jumper, man. Attacking you continually. But you know what? It was better for you to not listen to your husband and go on a trip anyway. Hey. Hey, yeah, you eat your own children, man. That you bore, for she have eaten them with want of all things secretly in the siege and straightness, right? We in the hoods, the ghettos, the vadios. You're in the low freaking condition, Eve. But in your mind, you're good because you're doing what you wanted to do. What the want of all things, because what you wanted to do. Even though we're behind enemy lines. Obviously, look what happened to Tulsa. Look what happened to Rosewood. Look what happened to all these different places. Even like the sister was saying, at one time we had the family structure and it was together, but now look at them. Look how they're teaching the little girls how to sing these crazy little songs. Saying she looking for a dude from jail because she need another baby daddy. So this is basically what this she might even be teaching her daughters this. Well, dude, he left, so I'm gonna have to. I got these the bills and these things for this new house I gotta get. I guess I gotta get you a new baby daddy. Somebody else, some other beta male nigga simp that's gonna help me pay this bill. Right? You gonna do something strange for a little bit of change, and hope this dude is beta male enough to help you pay rent. Thinking you love him, right? But you doing all the things for the want of all things, and secretly in the siege and straightness, right? Because a lot of times you Israelites was really into after a while, because it did say that Esau used to rape you over and over and over again until eventually you liked it. So now Esau ain't got to rape you. You willingly go give yourself over to Esau secretly. Right? In the siege, you'll still give yourself over to this goddamn devil who's your enemy. And straightness wherewith thy enemy, right, the so-called white man, self-proclaimed so-called white man, shall distress thee in all thy gates, man. You ain't good when even you're trying to straighten your hair to look like the so-called white woman to put perms, and perms are giving you cancer or making it be to where you can't have children. Right? Because those products wasn't like that when they were created, because a lot of those products were initially created by black people, but they sold them to white people, and when the white people got the products, what did they do with it? They put chemicals in it that will allow you to not even bear children in some cases. right? Or just get cancer, or just lose your hair. This is why you're bald headed, right? Yeah. So this is Isaiah chapter 3 verse 15. What mean ye that ye beat my people to pieces? Right. See, we're in the siege. So this Edomite has what beat the Lord's people into pieces, and grind their faces, and grind the faces of the poor. That's us. We're poor. We're afflicted. We're in the ghettos, the vadios, the reservations, man. Saith Yahweh of hosts, of armies. Moreover, Yahweh saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, right? So even with all that, you still have a lot of pride, and you don't want to listen to your husband. With all this that we're in the siege, we're in the midst of battle and war, you still are haughty and proud and don't want to listen to your husband. You ain't gotta listen. And walk with stretched forth necks, with wanting eyes, undisciplined, looking at every other man besides the man you went, the one who helping you take care of the bills, who helping you take care of the kids, the one who actually love you. Right? You look with wanting eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore, Yahweh will smite with the crown of their head of the daughters of Zion. See, and that's why a lot of you are bald headed. So the Lord said, look, I'm gonna use this devil has been the devil. So now he's creating these, they didn't sold the products over to the so-called white man. The products that was actually good for your hair are no longer good for your hair. So your hair is being smite. The crown of your head has been smitten with baldness. Therefore, the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Most High, will smite smite with the crown of thy head of the daughters of Zion, and Yahweh, the Most High, will discover thy secret parts. Right? Skip down to where's that? And this is Isaiah chapter 3 verse 24, and it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, right, because it's covering your secret parts, instead of sweet smell, there shall be stank, right? You're going to have these stinky little vaginas, because you got all these men's sperm, right, all in the crevice between your legs, right? Instead of sweet smell, there should be stank, and instead of rent, right? And that lady didn't look like she was in shape, especially not to be listening to her husband to say she finna go do what she want to do. But you already know what she was doing, man. She was getting freak nasty, even though she's freaking ugly, man. She wasn't even pretty at all. And instead of well set hair, I don't know what her hair looked like, because she had that little thing on that bonnet thing, whatever. But instead of well set hair, what? Baldness. And a lot of you so-called black women have baldness. But hey, a lot of these Latino and Native women do too. They right along the edges of their hair, it's going bald. Even sometimes the middle of their scalp. Why? That's that whore's disease. Because you're being a whore, the Lord allowing baldness to come upon your head. And instead of a stomacher, a girdle of sackcloth, right? Sadness. Sackcloth is for sadness, right? So instead of like a nice curvy body, your body's out of shape. And that's ultimately the American diet that leads you that way. And burning instead of what? Beauty. And a lot of you so-called black women, right? And that's really all you tribes. A lot of you are not as pretty as you could be. You're not eating the vitamins and the things and the nutrients that you can have, so you can have good smooth skin, and you can have this and that, and then you have the one man that you're supposed to have. So the Lord blesses you with good hair and smooth skin, right? But these are the curses at the end of the day. Yeah, so this is First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 25. Therefore there was a great mourning, right? And that's really what these women should be doing. They should be mourning, wearing the straightness, wearing the ghettos, the vadios, the reservations. How dare you be haughty with pride when we're being attacked? We're behind enemy lines, right? In Israel, in every place where they were, right? And we're scattered where? Around the whole entire world. So we're behind enemy lines no matter where we go, anywhere in the world. Right? So that the princes and the elders mourned, and the virgins, right? You women, and the young men were made feeble, right? How are we made feeble now? Put in the ghettos, the vadios, the reservations, miseducation, the drugs, all these different things. And then what? Our own women attack us, right? And the beauty of the women was changed. See? And ultimately what? You women ain't as pretty as you used to be, man. Right? Every bride took up lamentations, right? They were crying because they was like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able. And nowadays, women don't give a damn if they're going to be a bride or not. You hear what she was saying? My baby daddy left me. So you got 9 children and this nigga wasn't your husband? Right? Even though sex is marriage. But, you know, from the standards of Babylon, you didn't marry the dude? Or you didn't consider him your husband at least? Of course you didn't, because that's why you went and did what you wanted to do. And when he laid down the rule, you did what you wanted to do. So why should he be there? If he can't control his own house, can't control his woman, probably damn sure can control the kids, because the kids see how mama act. The kids, no one's listening to this nigga. Then he got to go to work and then be bossed around at work. So there's no place that he don't get bossed around at. Yeah, nigga, I'm not staying there. No fucking way. Every bride took up lamentations, right? Crying, mourning. And she that sat in the marriage chambers was with heaviness, right? It's a heavy thing for you not to be married. So how was you not married to this man? You know what I mean? But you ain't looking at that. You looking to just do, but look, we ain't married. Yeah, you got 9 fucking kids. Oh my God. But listen, you got 9 kids. Hey, the mindset of Eve, man. Yeah, so this is Micah chapter 7, verse 10. Then she that is my enemy, right? And you women, especially the so-called black woman, that's why Apostle Hart always say, do not date, do not marry, do not engage with the so-called black woman. Because she will go on, nah, baby, we got 7 fucking kids here. Don't go on that trip. I don't know them people. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why you insisting to keep going. But I'm not willing. I'm not with it. I ain't feeling it, right? She did what she wanted to do anyway, right? With all that pride, that haughtiness, right? Then she that is my enemy shall see it, right? What? The power and the glory that's going to come upon the men of the Lord. Lord willing, you know, I'll be one of them. Lord willing. And shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy power, man? What happened to that? Where's the God at? Where all that stuff y'all talking about? Yeah, we just see the white man ruling, setting up all the chipping stations. We see famine, death, pestilence. Where's your God? People are dying. We finna go get the Karagma. We finna go get the RFID chip so we can eat. You know what I mean? Where's your God at? Right? My eyes shall behold her, now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets, right? So you're gonna be trodden down as the mire of the streets. You're gonna be destroyed either way it go, right? Because in the day of thy power, hey, our people are going to be willing, man. Yeah, so this is Psalms chapter 110. I'm going to start at the beginning. It says a Psalm of David, right? Because that's ultimately what we're building, the tabernacle of David. You know what I'm saying? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Said unto my Lord, right, which is Yahweh Shai, sit at my right hand, right, which that's where he's at right now, on the right side of the Father, until I make thy enemies my footstool, which the Lord is making World War III happen right before your eyes, while you're running to go do God knows what, while you're leaving your husband with 9 kids or 10 kids or whatever it is, right? The Most High Yahweh shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion, right? Right? Rod goes into a rulership, that scepter. The Lord's going to give Israel or Zion, right? Memorial, the remembrance. He's going to remember to give us the rulership again, right? Ain't that what the disciples asked Yahushua? Are you going to bestow the kingdom back unto Israel? Right? That's coming. Rule, right? Ruling. Thus in the midst of thy enemies, right? That's Esau Edom, man. Our number one enemy. This dude is finna go down eventually. Right? Thy people, right? You women who are enemies, when you saying, where is Yahweh thy power? Hey, you're going to be trodden down as the mire of the streets. And then thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness of the womb of the morning, thus has the dew of thy youth. Right? We're gonna be back in that godlike state. We're gonna have those bodies, those angelic bodies, basically, in a sense, right? Bodies like angels, unable to die, unable to get sick, hurt, or anything, unable to get weary, tired, anything, right? And then our women are going to get that beauty back too, right? Going to be able to have children and not have to worry about all these formalities that Esau subject us to, right? Yahweh thy power, the Most High, has sworn and will not repent. Hey, he's sworn, so it's a promise that he's going to do it, and he shall not repent. With me, he ain't going to change his mind. Thus are a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek, which is talking about Yahweh Shai. But the Lord also said that what? He's going to make us all what? Kings and priests, right? The Lord, right? The Most High Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, through his only begotten Son, are thy right hand, right? Which Yahweh Shai, which is our Lord, our big brother, Yahweh Shai is the Father's right hand, shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath, right? So all these kings that's ruling, starting with Esau, the Lord's going to strike them through, and they're going to be destroyed, and then we're going to be back ruling again. So call Elohim, Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakal Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who will well citation to the Akim and the four winds, preaching the truth, sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect. The elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel and have come back to the fold. Shalom to you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence and a Baba Ball.